Okay, so my research focuses on an organism called Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is better known as baker's yeast or brewer's yeast. And in particular, I'm interested in how stresses impact on the cells, so things like too much heat or too much alcohol, and how that affects the viability or survival of the yeast. Well, one area that's particularly close to my heart is that if you can manage yeast correctly in a brewery, then the fermentation is more efficient and you get a better pint of beer at the end of it. But also it's an important model organism, so a lot of what we know about how our own cells work comes from studying this yeast and other microbes like it. A lot of my research is in collaboration with a local company, so Aberystwyth on the Science Park right next door to the university. They're a spin-out company from the university, and so the research that we do together has impact on them as a company and on their employees, so that's kind of the local impact. But because they sell worldwide and they've distributed over 1,000 biomass monitoring systems worldwide, we really are having a global impact through this research. And I guess you could say that next time you have a pint of beer, then you're experiencing a little bit of the Aberystwyth impact. Well, undergraduate and postgraduate students all get involved in this research. So this year, 2 undergraduate students have been looking at the impact of acidic conditions or high alcohol conditions on survival of yeast and how some yeast survive but others don't. I've got a postgraduate student currently on a placement up at Aberystwyth, and we've got a new student who'll be starting in September who's going to do some really exciting work looking at yeast and trying to predict whether or not they would be good for fermentation. I guess top of my list for what makes Aber special would be the people. It's a very friendly place. When you hear phrases such as Aber family or Team Aber, they really do mean something. We've got an open door policy for students within the department, and that means they can and do drop in when they need some advice or they just want to have a chat. But also for staff, the friendliness and willingness of people to help each other is what really makes the university work so well. I was a student in Aberystwyth, so probably you should be asking other people that question, but I really enjoyed my time here as a student. I really liked focusing in on the areas that interested me, so going from a broad A-level curriculum to focusing then on zoology and microbiology for my first degree, and then a microbiology PhD, really allowed me to look at things that interested me in a lot of detail. I was probably what you'd call quite a good student. I think I only missed 1 lecture in 3 years, but the social side didn't suffer either, and I made a lot of good friends along the way.